So, as the Wildkard Cup is approaching, the All Blacks is picking once again. Fozzie, we spoke about this. I just want you to give us the Wildkard back, and we can call this a 2022, okay? You can do whatever you want for the remainder of the year. You can win every game. I just want you to do... Yeah, well, I'm worried. This has to be the best All Blacks performance since last year's Wildkard Cup. 53 points to 3 over Argentina. Emphatic statement, did not concede a single try. The All Blacks play with intensity that I have not seen for almost 12 months, with physicality, with urgency, and Rieko Ioane finally learned how to play outside center. Oh man, he was so damn good. He gave me vibes, right? I had not just vibes, I had post-traumatic disorder watching Rieko play, because I had memories of Conrad Smith on the field when I saw him today on the field. He played like an absolute world-class outside center today, Rieko Ioane. He carried the ball, he drew the defenders, and he created space out wide. He absolutely annihilated the Argentinian defense like it was non-existent. He was so good. And the All Blacks, not only that, they beat the Argentina by such a huge margin. This game was played in one of those stereotypical New Zealand weather, right? In the rain, in the darkness, cold, muddy, grubby conditions. The All Blacks came out perfectly performance in the rain. It was almost like, right, the rain just, literally the All Blacks made no mistakes, almost no mistakes in the rain. They performed worse in dry conditions than they did tonight, okay? And just to give you an idea, you looked almost like the rain just paused when the All Blacks had the ball and then started bucketing down again when the Argentinas were running. And because the All Blacks did not look like they were affected a single bit, whereas the Argentinians clearly were struggling with the wet conditions, dropping so many balls again and again and again, squandering a lot of the opportunities inside the All Blacks half. Yeah, so again, the gods of Aotearoa is out to help the All Blacks. I guess the only thing they could have done worse is like fog, maybe. But this is about as tough as you can get playing in New Zealand in one of those wet, cold conditions in Wildkard. And not to mention that the All Blacks also clearly had worked on a few things that they talked about over the week. So Fozzie came out and talked about kind of like an omen, the end of the... What did they call it? The end of the ball in hand style of the All Blacks tradition. Oh, it's going out the window. Oh, I got everybody worried. That he's going to do more kicking game. Sure enough, he did do more kicking game. But this was a clear strategic shift for the All Blacks to what do you call it? To have multiple points of kicking from 10, from 12, and from 15. To shuffle up to keep the defense guessing where the ball's gonna go, and also it was clear that the kicking was adjusted as well because of the rain. The rain was bucking down in the first half, and the All Blacks did more of that chip over the top style, just trying to get the ball over the defensive line and try to rush the ball down with the slippery conditions. And in the second half, when the rain kind of eased away, the All Blacks started to do more of a territory style kicking with Jordie Barrett trying to get those 50-22s, trying to pin the Argentinas deep inside their own 22 when the conditions are a little bit drier. So yeah, there was a clear planning and strategizing that we didn't really see in the last maybe few games now. In fact, even going all the way back to playing against Ireland, that the All Blacks didn't really have a clear strategy, whereas today we clearly saw the All Blacks prepared for the conditions and prepared two very different kicking style based on whether or not the rain was was affecting the game or not. So outside of that, also the breakdown urgency hugely improved by the All Blacks. It was almost like they had not just the forwards that was rushing the breakdowns, they had the backs, the kitchen sink, Aaron Smith, your mother's wallet. They threw absolutely everything into the breakdown every time there was a ball. So it was really you can tell the urgency has really improved drastically Even Aaron Smith was in there trying to clean people out to try to get the ball back for the All Blacks to secure that fast ball for the forward momentum. So it was really good. Once the breakdown was fast, once they get the ball out quickly, the All Blacks was able to go forward with the momentum. I was able to create space out wide with Riku Ioane, and he just snowballed from there onwards. And Argentina on the other side, at the end of it, since the All Blacks are getting fast ball, it makes the rush defense more difficult because you're retreating, right? You're constantly retreating backwards, and it's really difficult for you to retreat and then try to rush defense at the same time. So it's really just like already starting to. The rush defense effectiveness is really starting to fall off as a result of All Blacks going forward. And as a result, Argentina also giving away way too many penalties as they tries to scramble backwards to, defend, to tackle, get caught offside, get caught on trying to slow down the breakdown, get caught penalized on the breakdown, just giving away a lot of penalties there as well. So the Argentina's team obviously struggled. Probably the most telling thing is the rain that was really struggling with. Unlike the All Blacks, the Argentina squandered every opportunity with dropping the ball due to the rain. In the second half, when the Argentina reserves came on, so Argentina actually did a really interesting setup as well this week. They put last week a number of the players that were starting last week on the bench, and they swapped the bench to the starting position. So you can clearly tell when the bench came onto the field, the Argentina had a period in the second half where they just absolutely pounded the All Blacks defense, where it looked like they could have scored a try. The All Blacks actually considered a penalty as well, due to repeated giving away penalties from that Argentina pressure, from that line out set piece pressure, but still, eventually in the end, that was not to convert into points due to the wet conditions and Argentina dropping the ball. Yeah, but there was a period where the bench came on, Argentina looked absolutely very good, and it looked like they could potentially wrestle the momentum back for the All Blacks to potentially, put the All Blacks under pressure again before the All Blacks pulled weight further into the second half. Also, Nick Berry was the referee, old mate from Australia. He was very, very clinical at the breakdown as well this week. Fozzie talked about how Argentina was slowing down the breakdown. It is a bit different this week as well. The Argentina was not able to successfully hold the player up for a maul when the All Blacks were running in. So the All Blacks really worked on that body position. So yeah, it was really, it's something that I remember growing up. I was taught, because I was a prop, right? I was taught the ground is your friend. So I was taught when you go into a tackle, you go to the ground. You don't try to run, forward too much. You make sure your body position is low and you go to the ground so you can't get held up. One of the things I remember when I was a kid is to get held up and get turned over in a ruck. That's something that, not a ruck, a maul. So that's something that, we did a lot as a kid, at least, in the junior levels, to just hold someone up and then we turn the ball over because there's a maul. And that literally, we were taught, go to the ground. So this week, the Argentina, obviously, the All Blacks seems like have gone back to junior rugby training maybe, and all of them had much better body positions going to contact. Everybody's low, everybody's aiming, to make sure that they can go to the ground as soon as possible and try to get the ball recycled back as quickly as possible. Going back to the basic stuff, I really just worked for the All Blacks again tonight. So let's have a look at some of the stats from the game. The All Blacks, 7 tries to 0. 471 run meters to 304 for the All Blacks. At half time, All Blacks was leading 230 to 150 run meters. Carry count, All Blacks 127 to Argentina's 99. At half time, the All Blacks had 56 carries to the Argentina's 45. The defenders beaten 14 in the first half for the All Blacks, 23 for the All Blacks in the second half. So the All Blacks actually beaten fewer defenders in the second half than they did in the first half. Argentina, 6 defenders beaten in the first half and 12 defenders beaten in the second half, and was still not able to score. So that bench came onto the field, really started to push some pressure through the All Blacks defense as well. Really showed in that defenders beaten stats. Turnovers conceded. At half time, All Blacks only conceded 2 turnovers, so 3 in the second half for Argentina. 7 turnovers conceded in the first half, and another 5 in the second half. So slightly better for the Argentinian side in the second half, but really wasn't quite enough to hold off the onslaught by the All Blacks. Tackle count, the All Blacks 135, 18 missed tackles. Argentina, 185 tackles made, 23 missed tackles. So the missed tackle count is a bit higher this week for Argentina, but Argentina did have to make many more tackles than the All Blacks. So the overall percentage is still better Argentina has tonight. So that is the thing. Kicking game, this is probably the biggest improvement by the All Black team. That's something that a clearly direction change for the All Blacks attacking as well. 32 kicks for the All Blacks, 25 kicks of Argentina. It's very rare that you see the All Blacks go freely in that kicking game like they did tonight. And normally the All Blacks be refrained from kicking, tries to do as fewer kicks as they can, only kicks when it's absolutely necessary. So that's a massive shift in the way they approach the game, and I think it's a good way to approach the game, because that kicking game, as we see again and again and again, Will Jordan was unleashed on the wing again and again, giving that, license to kick back again, and he was able to put so much pressure with his kick and chase on the Argentina team, and it's just so hard to deal with, especially with the rain, and it was just, absolute brilliant strategy by the All Blacks. So Argentina, 25 kicks for themselves, and finally the lineouts, pretty even overall. The Argentinas made a couple mistakes in the second half with their own throws, not straight. But overall, it was quite even in terms of line-out performance. Scrummaging this week, however, much better improvement for the Argentina side. Argentina last week was getting dominant in scrummaging. This week, not as much of a dominance. Still looking like they're, going back a little bit. But it was not like, it was a little bit better than last week, I felt like. They were still giving away some penalties in the scrum, but not nearly as bad as last week. Maybe the slippery conditions is affecting that a little bit for the All Blacks to push the drive through, but it definitely looked like there was a bit of work done for the Argentinian scrum. So overall, penalties conceded, the All Blacks 11, Argentina 12, pretty even overall. 1 yellow card on both teams due to repeated penalties. So, and on the Argentina side, Thomas Lavanini, the guy that currently holds the record for being the most receiving the most yellow and red cards in international rugby, gets another yellow added to his tally of record. And then the yellow card for the All Blacks is the new man, Fletcher Newell, the reserve loose head prop. Is it loose head? Is it loose head? Or is it tight head prop? Reserve tight head prop. He gets penalized. He gets yellow. He gets yellow card for repeated penalties from his team as well. So he kind of cops one for the team coming off the bench. But that's the stats. So let's quickly go through some of the interesting stuff for the game, right? So the All Blacks immediately coming off the kickoff, feeling a lot of energy, immediately gets a turnover from the kickoff as well. Argentina drops the ball right away. So it was already showing that the weather is going to be a factor right from the kickoff. But the All Blacks just build pressure. It did not look like the rain had any effect on them, just building their phases into the Argentina half, getting a penalty right away, and maybe feeding off that energy from the haka as well. And I thought, I was a little bit concerned when the All Blacks opted to kick 3 points. I thought the All Blacks had so much momentum, so much energy coming out of coming out of the gate. They should have gone for a try, but they decided to go for 3 points. Richie Mo'unga popped this one through. 3 points to nil, 3 minutes into the game. I thought this might be a bad decision, but it turns out it's just something that the All Blacks wanted to do to calm the nerves. But anyway, 9 minutes into the game, the All Blacks are already starting showing their kicking game that is drastically different from what they did last week. David Havili was noticed doing some of the kicks that he found so much success with when he was playing for the Crusaders. So basically, the All Blacks did a little kick through behind, and Havili did a little kick through behind, and who was it? I think it was Will Jordan. Yeah, Will Jordan chases someone down, recovers the ball. He almost unleashes Jordy. I think it was Jordy Barrett. Yeah, Jordy Barrett, and he gets tackled. But anyway, the ball comes out, really quick ball. All Blacks just partying on pressure. Eventually, Ethan the Groot, with Jordy Barrett as the dummy runner, gets the short ball from I think Richie Mo'unga, pummels himself through. He gets tackled short, bounces on the ground, dunks the ball over for the first try for the All Blacks. 10 points to nil, just under 10 minutes. And this is starting to look like the Argentina side could potentially get you know, if the Argentina side is under a lot of pressure, if they don't turn this thing around, things might get really out of hand. Sure enough, on the 18th minute, the Argentina finally getting like some sort of momentum back when Pablo Matera turns the ball over at the breakdown, and it's starting to look like, you know, the onslaught by the All Blacks might have been stifled with this turnover by Matera. But yeah, the All Blacks was not gonna let that go. The Argentina again fumbling the ball. The Richie Wonga gets the ball again. He just again grubber kicks the ball behind. Will Jordan chases one down. Again, almost setting up Jordy Barrett through, and then the ball comes out. Quick ball to the winger. Rico Ioane showed some work. Showed some world-class center move there. He takes the ball on the wing, right? He had Caleb Clark outside of him. Was it? Yeah, Caleb Clark outside of him. He shimmies himself, takes on two defenders, and he managed to pummel himself through. He sees the fullback ahead of him. He runs straight in the fullback, draws his full attention on himself, and just nice and easy pops the ball to Caleb Clark. And Caleb Clark goes in for a try. That was so good. I jumped out of my chair and I was like, oh my God, is that Conrad Smith or is that Rico Ioane? That was absolutely amazing. Amazing. It was so good. So good. Rico Ioane, oh my God. Mwah, mwah, beautiful, beautiful. His performance tonight was mwah, mwah, just something to be savored. It was absolutely amazing. On the 24th minute, at this point, the All Blacks are absolutely dominating the breakdown. I saw Sam Kang just like smashing people left and right after giving a lot of criticism for him to get dropped. Just absolutely smashing everyone in the physicality, and is just getting the breakdown, getting the job done. On the 24th minute, the Argentina finally get a bit of momentum back. They're inside the All Black half, getting a penalty. The Argentina showed some guts, showed a lot of determination to not give up. They kicked the ball out for a line out, and yeah, another knock on following the line out in the back line. So it's really good that Argentina is not just giving up. It's really important in this game for Argentina to show mental fortitude, not just being like, we beat the All Blacks already, we're happy with the season, let's just, you know, like they did in the 2020 game where they just went, they just throw the reserves on the next game and given up before the game's even kicked off. Argentina did not give up this game. They absolutely wanted to win, but the conditions were just too much for the team to overcome. The All Blacks, again, not afraid to run out their own 22, not throwing that DNA away completely. On the 26th minute, the All Blacks did something that's a little bit brilliant. They faked the box kick from out of their own 22. They just took the ball out and just passed the ball out wide to Will Jordan. And Will Jordan does a little grabber behind, tries to chase the ball down. And man, that just really, like, it didn't pay off for the All Blacks, but that is just brilliant. That is just like really, really smart rugby, right? Like, you're going to take the kick. They're all set up to receive the box kick. You send the ball out wide. Will Jordan runs a bit and grabber kicks down the sideline. The opposition is not going to be able to recover this 9 out of 10 times. So really, really, really smart stuff from the All Blacks. On the 27th minute, the Pumas needs to stay patient. They are probably starting to look like they're trying to rush a little bit, and the more they're starting to rush, the more they're starting to make those mistakes, dropping the ball. On the 30th minute, finally the Pumas are getting a bit more momentum. The All Blacks were conceding a couple of penalties. Pumas finally says, all right, we're not going to roll the dice anymore. Let's just try and get some points on the ball and settle it down. Pumas kick for 3, 17 points to 3 on the 30-minute mark. On the 32nd minute, the All Blacks immediately strikes back from the kickoff. They go to the kickoff. They immediately flood the breakdown from the kickoff. They tackle Pablo Matera and gets a penalty. All Blacks not going to take the return 3. Kicks the ball out in the corner, and the line-out comes in. The maul gets stuffed right away. A penalty against the Argentina for collapsing the maul. Adi Xavier takes a quick tap, runs into Thomas Lavanini, who tackles him in offside position. Another penalty advantage. Terrell Lomax gets the ball. He crunches through. He gets tackled, and Adi Xavier takes another run. He gets tackled, and Taki Yaho, the brutalizer, he did exactly what everybody expected him to do. Big leg drive, pummels through, gets the ball down. Referee says try. The TMO has a look. Terrell Lomax fumbles the ball. Looked like Pablo Matera had a hand in it. Knocks on the ball as he's trying to release the ball back to Aaron Smith. But Thomas Lavanini gets a yellow card for tackling Adi Xavier in offside position. No try, but this was exciting stuff. On the 36th minute, another huge sprung for the All Blacks. No penalty. The ball comes out. Again, goes wide. Rico Ioane carves it straight through. Like, it's like David Havili gets the ball, right? Rico Ioane just runs next to him, shoulder to shoulders, and Havili just went literally like hands the ball to him, and he just carves straight through the defense, and the Argentinian side was just like, oh man, don't even know what was happening. He just went straight through under the sticks. Man, Rico, it looks so good. So halftime score, 24 points to 3. Argentina came out in the second half knowing that they need to, lift, really came out, start building some faces, keeping the ball in hand. 42 minutes into the game, Argentina was able to build 12 phases inside the All Blacks half, putting a lot of pressure on, and the All Blacks rips the ball away, the breakdown. Yeah. And then the ball gets ripped out, right? Will Jordan gets the ball, kicks the ball behind, he chases this ball down, Argentina scrambling back, and Will Jordan managed to ping the ball receiver inside their own 22, and suddenly the All Blacks has to turn, absorbing 2 minutes of defense into an attacking opportunity inside the Argentina side. On the 45th minute, All Blacks really good at the breakdown, just keeping the Argentina from exiting their own 22. Thomas Lavanini gets back on the field, immediately gives her a penalty. All Blacks says, thanks very much, we'll take the 3. 27 points to 3. At this point, the rain seems to have stopped. On the 49th minute, there was more chip kick behind by the All Blacks, and it's just really obvious that the strategy is with the chip kick behind, because it's so short, they can put a lot of people to flood the breakdown, and that's the strategy. Short kick behind, flood the breakdown, force a penalty or a turnover, even if they don't get the ball or right away from the chip kick. So really good and intelligent play from the All Blacks. On the 50th minute, All Blacks gets a penalty. They go for a line out. The ball is not good. Argentina gets caught offside, looking really frustrated and look like they could potentially give away another yellow card soon. The All Blacks was just getting over the advantage line, and Argentina was not able to perform that rush defense. On the 52nd minute, All Blacks getting another penalty. They get another go for a center field scrum. Adi Xavier gets the ball out. He links up with Jordie Barrett, crashes straight through, and then crashes straight through. He looked like quite dangerous. All Blacks pick and go, really short ball. George Bauer gets the ball, looked like he crashed over the line. Pablo Matera turns the ball over, saves a try for Argentina. On the 56th minute, what happened here? Yeah, on the 56th minute, hang on, whoa. On the 56th, just before this, so Argentina, after this penalty turnover, Argentina gets back on the All Black side, making a nice little play. The Argentina number 1, like we mentioned, he's a really good ball runner. What's his name again? Thomas Gallo. He's a really good ball runner. He shows some bit of footwork, he ran like a little center, basically steps through a few defenders, wiggles himself through, takes Argentina forward quite a number of meters. So Argentina, during this period, there's reserves starting to come on, and it's noticeably starting to show a lot more forward momentum, and it's starting to put All Blacks under all sorts of pressure. So on this 56th minute, the Argentina gets a penalty. They go for a 5-meter line out, go for a more. The All Blacks gets penalized for changing binds, and referee gives a yellow card to Fletcher New, who just came onto the field for this repeated penalties essentially. So now Argentina has a 1-player advantage, potentially getting a try from this. So they go for another 5-meter line out, another ball. The All Blacks defend again. gets caught offside and then gets caught penalty for not rolling away. Argentina says, we're going to go for it. We're doing it live. We go for another try. We're going to go for the try. They kick the ball off another 5-meter line out. Brody Retallick gets caught into the field. The commentator said, Brody Retallick returns from absorbing injury. That was really good. Nice one. Absorbing injury. Returns from his absorbing injury on the face. Argentina goes for another line out. The maul didn't go well. Gets stuffed again. Tries to spread ball wide. And the story repeats. Knock on. The All Blacks senses the opportunity with the advantage. Tries to run the ball out. Tries to run the ball. The All Blacks gets a pen. They get stuffed, right? And then they go for a scrum. So All Blacks sets up for the scrum. They get a penalty from the scrum. So with the penalty advantage, the ball goes out. And it looked like the All Blacks thought, yeah, why don't we just try to run the ball out like we always do? I think Will Jordan had the ball on one side, look for a bit of no space, sends the ball back the other way to Riku Ioane. And Riku Ioane goes, guys, I'll show you how to play. He literally had like 4 defenders in front of him. Gets the ball. I don't know what he does. I don't know what, he looks like, right? He does not accelerate. I honestly, he just goes from 0 to 100 miles an hour instantly. Like he does not accelerate. He just goes from standing still to full speed instantly. I kid you not, this guy's acceleration is so unbelievably fast. He caught all 4 defenders off guard. He just slices straight through. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine how the athleticism this guy has to pull that off. Just bang, straight through. Like everybody was just off guard how quickly that was that he accelerated. He just went straight through. He tries to link up with players. No one will say he gets tackled. Pops it back to Christie. Christie links, throws the ball to Sam Kang. Sam Kang runs through, gets tackled. Ball comes out. Sam Kang passes the ball to who did he pass it to? Passed it to who was it? Yeah, he gets tackled, I think. Anyway, the ball comes back out. The ball goes. I think the All Blacks had another pick and go. I think Sam Kang had another pick and go. Whatever. The ball eventually comes out. Really quick ball to Havili. Havili short ball, just like the same play as Havili did with Riku Ioane. Sam Kang shoulder to shoulders, gets the short ball, runs straight through. And I thought, this is Sam Kang's try. This is his redemption. This is where he, shows all the naysayers that he still deserves the All Black captaincy. He does it one better. He runs through. He probably could have scored. He knows Jordie Barrett. He heard Jordie Barrett calling me on wide. Not going to self it. As you would. Passes the ball to Jordie Barrett. Jordie Barrett runs straight in for a try under the goalpost. The All Black captain probably could have scored it if he just put his head down. Sets it up for his teammate like he always does. Really, really good performance by Sam Kang. He came off the field. Get a round of applause from the fans. On the 66th minute, another penalty for the All Blacks. They kick the ball out for another 5-meter line out. The more gets clapped for a penalty advantage to the All Blacks. Another one. Dan Coles gets the ball. He runs out. He do a dummy. He does a dummy pass, and then he runs into the defender, and then throws a real pass to Adi Savia, who's looping behind, and Adi Savia just ran straight through with so much momentum behind him. All Blacks goes in 39 points to 33. On the 73rd minute, the All Blacks really starting to show a lot of composure. The bench starts to come on. Beauden Barrett's on the field. They're really happy to work the space out wide. Both working the wider space and the shorter channels as well. So unlike last week with the All Blacks just crashing the short channel constantly and never spread the ball out wide. But this time, they're doing both, which is really, really good. Eventually, the All Blacks got really close to the try line. Brody Retallick, big name returning. He gets the short ball pass from Finlay Christie. He has 2 teammates on behind him, rams himself through like literal battering ram. Goes in for the try, 46 points to 3. And it was looking like maybe Argentina just wanted to end the game. All Blacks says, no, it's not done until we say it's done. The clock is red. All Blacks gets a penalty for the Argentina holding on. They could have just kicked the ball out into the game. Nope. All Blacks says, we're going to make a statement. We're going to hurt you. They kicked the ball out for a 5-meter line out. What do you call it? The ball, the ball comes in. A couple phases later, gets another penalty. And this time, the All Blacks goes for a centre field scrum. Adi Savia, the scrum was going forward. Adi Savia gets the ball, runs out of the back. He had Bowden Barrett looping around behind him, throws in the ball, and Bowden just goes, puts on that big smile that we all know that Bowden has, runs in, try time, straight through. Final score, 53 points to 3 to the mighty All Blacks. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts about this game, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate you being here. And I'll see you guys a bit later for the Wallabies game. But thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. Cheers.